Your voice, your vote. Millions of dollars in independent political expenditures are pouring into Arizona, trying to sway your vote on state elections.
ABC 15 investigator Melissa Blasius reveals more outside money is being spent on two Secretary of State candidates than they were able to raise in traditional campaign contributions.
When Election Day comes, political donors from across the country want to have a say in who's in charge of tallying up our ballots in Arizona. That's according to two national campaign finance experts who spoke with ABC 15.
As recently as 4 years ago, a lot of people would not have been able to name the Secretary of State.
Recount, recount. Then 2020 happened. Donald Trump and his supporters made fake claims that the presidential election was being stolen, pressuring secretaries of state like Arizona's Katie Hobbs, trying to get the vote count and certification to swing their way.
People have sort of awoken to the importance of this state level position. So now national interests are on both sides, want to have control.
Next week, both parties in Arizona pick a nominee for Secretary of State. 6 candidates are running to replace Hobbs. One of the Republicans, Mark Finchem, tried to help Trump in the Stop the Steal movement, even going to Washington on January 6th. Finchem spent $1.1 million in direct campaign contributions so far, but a national liberal political action committee, MoveOn.org, has poured $1.7 million into independent expenditures against Finchem. On the Democratic side, State House Minority Leader Reginald Boulding spent just over $400,000 in campaign contributions, but several independent expenditure groups have funneled a combined $1.9 million in favor of Boulding.
Be Arizona's next Secretary of State.
These ads can be effective with voters.
An outside group has this veneer of independence, somebody else weighing in, even though frequently outside spending is actually paid for by close allies of the candidate or the party.
As is the case with Boulding, where most of the independent expenditures come from two nonprofit groups closely linked with Boulding and his wife. Our Voice, Our Vote Arizona and Activate 48 say they're dedicated to civil engagement and voter registration, but they don't have to identify individual donors. They're so-called dark money groups that help candidates or try to torpedo campaigns, especially in close races.
They can come in at the last minute, maybe put out some questionable material. The candidate may not even have a chance to respond to this if it happens right before the election. And then we don't know where the money came from because they're not disclosing the donors.
This is not just an Arizona phenomenon. Our experts say that partisan forces with big money are trying to weigh in on Secretary of State's races in several states. So will voters be swayed by these independent expenditures? We'll find out next week. I'm investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC 15, Arizona.